Hello, my name is Clara Maveglia and I founded the Cultural Entrepreneurship Institute in Berlin. Today we are in Helsinki at the Finnish Cultural Foundation. My guest is Marja-Leena Petas-Arjava. She is the Executive Director of the Marja-Leena International Singing Competition. Welcome to our community, Marja-Leena. Hello, Marja-Leena. Nice that you're here and we can talk about your work. I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you.
But first I would like to ask you to introduce yourself.
Well, hello, my name is Marja-Leena Petas-Arjava and I work at the Finnish Cultural Foundation in Helsinki as the Executive Director of the Marja-Leena International Singing Competition.
Okay. What does it mean for your position in the Finnish Cultural Foundation, be in this singing competition?
Well, Finnish Cultural Foundation has several operations. It awards grants and prizes and has also some cultural projects, one of which is the Marja-Leena International Singing Competition, and it is actually the international activity that we have over here. So therefore I'm responsible on this project, or how should I say, it's a continuing project, although the competition is arranged only once in 5 years.
But who is Marja-Leena actually?
Thank you for asking. Well, professor and singer Marja-Leena, she worked for a long time as a pedagogue at the Sibelius Academy, which is the largest, or was the largest music university in Finland before it joined other art universities to form the Art University of Finland. And she worked there for a very, very long time with singers and training them to the top of the Finnish and other singing world. And then later on, after she had retired, she wanted to fulfill her dream, and she gave a donation to Finnish Cultural Foundation to found a competition, and it would carry her name, the Marja-Leena International Singing Competition. And the first competition was arranged in 1984 and has been going ever since for 30 years.
And who takes part in this competition? How does it work?
Well, it's international. We have a certain age limit, and it's open for men and women, no restrictions on nationality. And we have selections where, we receive lots of applications. Last time we received 326 applications from 51 countries. And it was a very hard job to select the singers because the quality of the singers was extremely high. And we select them, go down to 61 contestants this time in 2014 that we arranged the competition, and well, then the competition starts with this and trying to find the winner for both of the series of men and women.
And can you tell us about your position in this? What do you like in this position especially?
I have to say, first of all, I have an education in music myself, but also a very long administrative career. I've always tried to promote the Finnish culture to some extent and trying to make it possible for the young artists to first receive their education and then growing up to become artists, and then somehow give them possibilities and opportunities to grow and go into the international level. And now the competition is sort of, how would I say, it's a place and an opening to an international platform or international fame. And at this time, when we have internet and streaming, the competitions are wonderful places to give the opportunity to the singers to show their skills and their talent and be seen all over the world with millions of viewers. And it's actually also an social media or internet CV or curriculum that the streamings from the competitions make. And competitions have an important role, therefore, always.
So now we have to stay a bit on the Finnish Cultural Foundation.
Let's do that.
Yeah. How did it begin?
Well, The Finnish Culture Foundation was founded in 1939. Actually, well, the association was founded already in 1937, but the foundation itself in 1939. And it has a very, very unique story. As a counterbalance to the Finnish Swedish-speaking foundations and funding to arts and science, there was an idea amongst the culture and academic people to find a foundation for Finnish culture and promoting Finnish culture and science. And it was actually launched in a very interesting and unique way. It was, I think, 30,000 young children that were going all around in each community in Finland and asking donations for everyone to support the Finnish culture. And it was 170,000 people that donated small or larger sums of money and wanted to join in this project of finding Finnish Culture Foundation. Mm. Afterwards, we have received donations and bequests and grown up to become one of the largest private foundations in all Europe. And it is a non-profit foundation which today awards grants and has private projects, as I told before, other cultural projects, I mean, and awards prizes and also maintains art collections and also a collection of string instruments, which is one of the largest private string instrument collections in all Europe.
Oh, amazing. But how does it work? So if I am a young person and I want some funding for my career or my project or my education, then how can I apply? How does it work?
Well, it's a yearly process. You're able to apply for a grant every year. We have the application deadline is at the end of October. We receive altogether the central foundation and also the regional, let's say some 80,000 applications. The central foundation 9,000 applications, which are then processed, so to say, and we have a unique way for that as well, which is sort of could be an example to other ones as well. Everything is based on voluntary work. If you want to promote Finnish culture or support it, actually, you can do it by donating the money, or on the other hand, the experts give their expertise in the committees, going through the applications and picking up these persons or projects that are to be supported on that particular year. And these committees, we have actually 40 committees for all specific arts and science fields. And they go through the applications and try to sort out the ones to be supported. Mm-hmm. And no fee for this job. And then we exchange the specialists each year so that we could say that it's sort of democratic in a way, in a long term.
Mm. Do you follow the artist or the musicians for some time, or is just once a year?
We award the grants and prizes every year, but I shouldn't say that we do follow up because there's so many grants to be given.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have to be Finnish to apply to have these grants, or it's enough Finnish
it could be
project?
awarded to students or artists. Also, it could be awarded to scientists or for research projects. So I mean, it's possible to award the grants also for the groups or companies or societies. But this you don't have to be graduated. It can be all kinds of degrees of education that the applicant has.
Mm. And my impression is that Finland is deeply rooted in the natural environment around you, the forests. And so would you agree? And how is this reflected in your cultural life, actually?
Well, this is an interesting question. I was trying to think about this the other day and thought it's very much about our perception, you know, on how do we receive, you know, the artistic and cultural influences. And when we hear music, for example, we sort of try to find the explanations or the picture to that from natural experiences. So if we hear, for example, Sibelius music, we would interpret it with nature pictures as wind or winter or this kind of things. And it would be very interesting to have a research on that, how the same kind of music piece, for example, would be interpreted in different cultures. And therefore I feel that the Finns have the natural environment in their interpretations on culture and music altogether. So we are close to the natural environment still.
You also mentioned that you are founding not only cultural issues but also scientific.
Yes.
Can you talk a bit about that part?
Well, it goes to awarding grants and giving grants to specific projects within that field. So the Finnish Cultural Foundation tries to be very active. There was an era when we concentrated mainly on awarding grants, but now we have taken a more active part in the culture and scientific life and having these projects. I could take an example. We had a project where we tried to support the libraries in Finland. They were cutting down their money on the book purchases, and the Finnish Cultural Foundation sort of said that we would give them a certain amount of money if they increase their book purchases, and therefore we tried to survive or give a continuance to the Finnish library system and their book purchases, and this was a very, very successful project. We also have other projects. I would say, for example, I have to check. For example, we have a project on immigrants, you know, on their language, trying to promote, or how would I say this? Language project for immigrants, you know, when they come to this country, and we had very good results on this project, and today in 2016 and 15 this issue is, you know, very, very current. We would have to say.
I can believe that, because usually with music you have this kind of non-verbal communication. You don't need very much language skills. If you don't have them yet, it's a very good way to communicate. So it's, would you confirm this in your experience, so that music is a way to communicate without necessarily knowing the language?
Well, actually, this project, it was not about music. It was very much about, you know, the how to arrange, you know, teaching on their own language in Finland, and also about the Finnish. So that was not about music and immigrants.
Okay, it was just the linguistic part of culture, in general. But if we stay at just a moment longer on the Finnish language, because you know, for not Finnish people, Finnish sounds really different from other languages. How can you sing Finnish?
Actually, it's a very singable language, you know, because we have lots of vowels in our language, you know, single, dual, adjacent, and you know, vowels make singing very singable. Also, the language, you know, we have a stress always on the word in the beginning of the word, and we have very few words with only, you know, only very few monosyllabic words. And you know, the words are also very long, so it's a very, very singable language compared to, for example, English or German.
Now it's Christmas. Do you have a special Finnish Christmas song we can hear?
Well, I mean, all these are international tunes, but I could try something, like to give an example about this. Let's say this, for example. Maa on niin kaunis, kirkas luojan taivas, Ihana on sielujen toiviotie. Well, this is a very, non-prepared version, but you can hear the long vowels going on and carrying the music along.
Let's focus just a little longer on singing, since this is your education and your part. What is your personal interest in this field?
Well, I grew up in a family with lots of singing, well, it's been part of my life all the time, singing. Actually, I am a pianist by profession, but I have done singing all my life. And I have to say, the folk tune melodies and the Finnish melodies have been very close to me all my life. But also I have a training at as a music master degree from the Sibelius Academy. And therefore, the singing has been there all the time. And personally, I have been working a lot with the singers, with opera productions, also accompanying the singers. So I know a lot about the singing, and therefore this singing competition that I'm, trying to launch to a larger audience, it's very close to me.
Yeah, this is really amazing. I would like to ask you, related to the arts and the science and the scientific parts, and of course the Finnish Cultural Foundation, why it is so important for Finland to focus on this cultural identity of the nation, of the country?
Well, it comes from our history, yes, because we were under the Swedish kingdom for 800 years and 100 years under the Russian rule, and became independent 1917. So in the beginning of the 20th century, a lot of the cultural life was still from the Swedish or Russian origin. And at the late 19th century, it was very important for the Finnish-speaking to have their own cultural life, and we call it the National Romantic period and era, where arts and science was interested in the very Finnish culture and Finnish traditions. And this was seen in the artistic works of, for example, Sibelius, whose festivity year we are celebrating now in 2015, and also in artworks and in many, many other forms. And like I told you, also the Finnish Cultural Foundation sort of comes from these traditions, out of fostering the Finnish culture and science.
This is really fantastic work. Wish we would do that in many more countries. So you have told us so many fascinating things. Before we come to a conclusion, I would like to ask you about your plans for the future.
Well, I would say that the Finnish Cultural Foundation is trying to be, it's going to be very active, I guess, in all its activities within the normal procedures with the grants and prizes, but also, trying to involve everyone in Finland, give good culture and scientific experiences and possibilities for everyone in Finland. So it's not just culture for certain groups, but it's for all Finns in Finland. And these projects that are to follow will follow this strategic line and plan. On my personal life, I'm looking forward to going to 2019, when we have the next Miriam Helin International Singing Competition. And also we are trying to build up the international knowledge and fame of the competition, because it is, naturally we feel, one of the best music singing competition in the world. But since it's fairly young, it's not so known always in the world. And also personally, I work for the World Federation of International Music Competitions, which is based in Geneva, and working there as a vice president, I have a chance to follow the whole music competition world and its development today.
Oh, this is really great. And so since you have so much experience in many levels of this field, what would you suggest to the young people or young artists that are now seeing you and listening to what you're doing. What is the best when you're at the beginning of your career?
Well, the beginning of the career is, you know, when we think about the time or the age, it's a very flexible thing. One can start his or her career already when they are extremely young, or the career can be launched later on. But competitions are a very good place to, you know, launch an international career with the visibility that the competitions give. But also it's very much about hard work. And this is one of the things that Marja-Leena always, the founder of the competition, said, that, you know, one has to work very, very hard for the prizes to be received. So very few things are given as a prize, and talent is not only enough. It's hard work.
So, in the end, what would you say that really matters in life?
Oh, what a question. I would say trying to follow your heart, your instincts, trying to find a meaning for the life by doing things that are important. Yes, this is the thing that is very important, and I think everybody has something to give to the community and the people around them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time, Marja-Leena.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.